Hey there everybody, Frank Ireland here. Welcome to my new video series that I want to do. This video series I want to focus on my DVD and Blu-ray collection. I'm very proud of my collection. It's a lot of movies I grew up with. It's a lot of movies that I've watched over the years. On Twitter a few days ago, I asked my followers and friends, hey, give me some prompts to talk about movies that are in my collection. And we're going to start with what's your favorite family comedy. This one was a little bit difficult because I do have a lot of family favorite comedies. Just for example, I have like a family comedy 10-pack where it has like a lot of, family comedies. And when he asked me that, I was like, oh, is it going to be one of these? But it wasn't. It was in something I just rewatched recently, and today, to really talk about it and give it the respect it deserves, I actually rewatched it today. But I'm going to talk about Mouse Hunt. Mouse Hunt, starring Nathan Lane and Lee Evans. It is hilarious. It's directed by Gore Verbinski. He's the guy who did Pirates of the Caribbean, Lone Ranger, The Ring. His films are amazing. They're visually striking. With this one, it's no different. Where they just try to keep it timeless, where it's like old vehicles and new technology and like fake technology. Sort of how the Batman the Animated Series does its world, where there's like old cars, but Batman has his future technology. One of the reasons why I like this movie is because it sort of brings the dark comedy of nowadays with the Laurel and Hardy slapstick humor, and you mash them together and it's Mouse Hunt. There's a lot of good mouse stunts with a real life mouse. There's some CGI mouse action in this, and there's a lot of I assume, if I recall correctly, in the behind the scenes, they had like a huge version of the mouse for like close-up scenes. They use Stan Winston technology, the guy who did Jurassic Park, Terminator, Aliens. He did all those movies, and he brought to life this mouse, this little field mouse in this 98 classic film. I call it classic, but because to me, as a kid, I saw this in the theater. I saw this when it first ran in the theater, and as a kid I would rent the movie from the library, and a couple years ago I finally said I'm going to get the DVD, and I love it. I at least watch it every couple of years. It's so great. The humor always makes me laugh, like, oh, I forgot to put holes in the box. Nathan Lane is hilarious in this, and Lee Evans has like great physical comedy in this as well. And this movie is jack full of like side actors. Like, you may not know their names, but you recognize them. Like, there's the guy from Seinfeld where Elaine works for that guy. He's also the butler in Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
Whom shall I tell Mr. Hammond is calling?
And then you might notice Michael Jeter in this. Michael Jeter is from like Jurassic Park 3, The Green Mile, The Fisher King. He's in a lot of those movies. And then the redhead woman in this, I don't know her name. I'm sure I'm going to put it on the screen right now. But the girl from Godzilla 1998, that's who she is. She's in this. And then there's some other actors in this too that really stand out. Just to name two in particular, the father of the two actors in this movie, Nathan Lane and Lee Evans, the father in the movie is played by William Hickey. Hey, well, you're not doing anything constructive.
Run into the living room, get my stogie.
He's that guy, and I believe this was his last film role. There's a really touching scene in this movie where he's on his deathbed, and he gives like a little passionate speech about his lucky string. It's really wonderful. And then one of the standout performances, and I believe this is one of the first experiences I had with that actor, was Christopher Walken. There's a wonderful scene where he plays the exterminator, a zany, weird exterminator. It's sort of like a cameo, like, oh my god, Christopher Walken's in this movie. I should also mention the score. The score is done by Alan Silvestri. He's the guy who did Back to the Future, Predator, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, The Avengers. He did a lot of classic soundtracks, and he does no different with this movie. He has an excellent little theme for the mouse. I highly recommend Mouse Hunt. Mouse Hunt is a wonderful little family film. A little bit dark, a little bit, there's a little bit of sexual humor in there. Not too dangerous, nothing to offend anybody, but just a little bit of silly, sexual humor. A little bit of dark humor as well, so if you're a little protective, I would highly recommend this for maybe kids, like, 6 years old or something, someone who could, handle the humor. But yes, I thought it was hilarious as a kid. I loved it as a kid. I don't want to ruin the whole movie for you, but if you have a chance, I would recommend Mouse Hunt. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any suggestions for the next video, like a different genre or an actor or a type of film, leave your comment down below. If I own that movie or if I have a perfect movie for your suggestion, I'll talk about it in a future video. Be sure to like this video and make sure to share this video on Twitter or Facebook. It'll help out a lot. Thank you very much.
I forgot to put holes in the box.